alongside Zamanzi Manze. First up, let's have a look at our top stories. The Ministry of Education has selected 32 high schools in the country to pilot the 4-year Eswatini General Certificate Secondary Education Program. The Mbabane Municipal Council says And now the news in detail. The Ministry of Education has chosen 32 high schools around the country to pilot the 4-year Eswatini General Certificate Secondary Education Program. The progress of the program.
The 4-year Eswatini General Certificate Secondary Education Program, announced by the Ministry of Education last year, will be piloted in 32 schools around the country. This has been said by the Principal Secretary in the Ministry, Begi Gama, who says the pilot is mainly to see if the program will yield the desired results to be determined through an audit after 4 years.
Generalizer. The exam will still be the same. That's all on EGCSE. After the 4 years.
The Principal Secretary says continuity of the program to other schools will be informed by results of the audit.
Labanye might decide to do advanced subsidiary level. First, then the 1 more year. So on AS level.
He further says learners who will finish school after 4 years will be eligible to apply to local higher learning institutions in the SADC region. Gama states that those who wish to can do an added certificate like the advanced subsidiary level, which will enable them to apply to institutions outside the region.
Vele kungilenye iprocess yokuphase out JC. Kusemgomonweni yokuthi JC kufuna sigcine simkhiphile as exam because simkhanze ukuthi ivalue yakhe seyiyanga kwehla.
The Principal Secretary says the ministry is considering totally scrapping off the junior certificate because it is losing its value. He says the syllabus will be restructured to ensure with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Trade Registrar of Companies, Msebe Malinga, says the International Entrepreneurship Competition for students will impact the business sector in a positive way. Malinga said this when empowering Vula Masango High School students who are set for the JA Africa competition.
Expo 2021, the school showcased a hydropower system project. The Minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade Registrar of Companies, Msebe Malinga, says competitions like JA Africa competition have a positive impact on the Eswatini business sector.
The program Junior Achievement is very important for our school kids. It is also important for the country in that it is where we introduce entrepreneurship and its concepts from the grassroots level. We understand that school is based on academics, and Junior Achievement seems to balance between academics and entrepreneurship in that as school kids proceed with their academics, they are also channeled and skilled in
Junior Achievement Eswatini Communications and Marketing Specialist Spesihle Mkhonta elaborated about the Vula Masango High School project.
Vula Masango will be representing us with their hydropower system. We have also asked the engineers from Eswatini Electricity Company to come and also assist our young people when they are doing their project, and actually assist them with the type of language to use when you are presenting an electric project, so that they also seem confident and they sound confident.
Manzini Nazarene High with its mobile tower garden. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, visual source from the internet.
The Mbabane Municipal Council says the tropical cyclone warnings issued by the National Disaster Management Agency came at a time when next week it was going to start constructing a drainage system from the Total filling station to the Mbabane River. The council's Information and Public Relations Officer Lakita Bete said cleaning other drainages.
Following a warning issued by the National Disaster Management Agency about 6 to 8 tropical cyclones which are likely to hit the country starting from month end, the Mbabane Municipal Council, which is usually affected by flooding, says all hands on the deck in readiness for the cyclones. The floods usually occurred from Super Spa Mall as well as the Plaza. Mbabane Municipal Council Information and Public Relations Officer Lakita Bete says the construction of the drainage system is expected to last at least 3 weeks if it will not be disturbed by the rains.
We are very happy to announce even ukuthi masipala leli litako uyaqala kwemiyakhe ukuthi kufakwe amapipe lamakhudlwana kusho ukuthi la mapipe atawusuka khona eSuper Spa engce Portuguese Club ayofika ngale kuBotibones athatha lamandi from letulu lapha ngendasi kwale filling station awafake eMbabane River and
the construction of the drainage system will result in traffic congestion, so he pleaded with motorists to drive with caution. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla with Vuminkosi Nzinisa Mbabane.
A 37-year-old murder accused who allegedly killed a man with a hoe has been granted 15,000 emalangeni bail. The accused has told the court in his bail application that the deceased had allegedly stolen his goats in the middle of the night. The accused says he had no intention to murder the deceased, but rather he was drunk.
37-year-old Majahonge Mkhalipi was arrested in December last year for the alleged murder of fellow kwakhe Jay Dlamini at Mhlabatsini or Mahlabatsini in Shiselweni. Mkhalipi denies committing the offense and says he will plead not guilty during trial. Mkhalipi alleged in his urgent bail application that the deceased stole his goats in the middle. He also alleged that the deceased's son told him that he would tell him where the goats are if he would pay him 100 malangeni, and so he gave him the money. Mkhalipi told the court that the deceased son then refused to tell him where the goats were. The accused also told the court that he then met the deceased son at a drinking spot and asked him where the goats were. Mkhalipi alleged that instead of answering him, the son started fighting him and he fought back in self-defense. He claims that the deceased saw that his son was losing the fight and so he hit the accused with a knobkiri on the forehead and he fainted. The accused told the court that when he woke up, he found that the deceased's family members had ganged up on him, and so he took a hoe from the ground and tried to defend himself. He also claimed that the deceased hit him with the knobkiri again, and he hit him with the hoe handle on the arm. The accused alleged that the deceased kept swinging the knobkiri in his direction, trying to hit him with it, and that was when the accused hit the deceased with the hoe handle once more, and he fell to the ground. Mkhalipi told the court that after 3 days, he heard that the deceased had been admitted to Hlatikulu Government Hospital and could not talk, adding that he also received information that the deceased was transferred to the Mbabane Government Hospital. He also told the court that he then surrendered himself to the police and was charged with murder. Mkhalipi submitted that he had no intention to kill the deceased and their misunderstanding only came about because they were both drunk. The court then granted him bail set at 15,000 emalangeni and ordered that he pays 3,000 emalangeni cash and provide surety worth 12,000 emalangeni. The accused was represented by Noncedo Dlangamandla in the matter, which was before Judge John Makakula. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, High Court.
Teenager couple who stand accused of strangling their 6-month-old toddler have appeared in court. They appeared before Manzini Magistrate Nokuthula Mbata, and our reporter Fortune Dlangamandla has the latest.
Among other cases that were presided by Manzini Magistrate Nokuthula Mbata is that of teenage couple who allegedly suffocated their 6-month toddler to death. Both accused persons are from Nguluni area, and it is said they committed the offense on January 17. They are both charged with murder. The elected self-defense after Magistrate Mbata explained to them that the Crown will provide them with an attorney when the trial resumes. Since both of them are underage, they are 16 years old, they were represented by their mothers. Their relatives also filled the court gallery. Social Welfare Officer Amanda Ngwenya from the Deputy Prime Minister's office presented 2 reports. She pleaded with the court to grant an order that the minors should be kept in a government facility instead of handing them to their parents. Parents of the accused persons welcomed the plea. The Social Welfare Officer said while kept at the facility, they will continue schooling. She adds that this will also protect the accused persons from any victimization from their community. She continues to add facility. They will also have access to counseling. Both of the accused parents welcomed the plea. Representing the Crown in the matter is Pila Mathenjwa. Mathenjwa moved to application that the accused persons should be taken to a psychiatric center for mental evaluation to determine the state of mind they were in when they allegedly committed the offense. Another application was that the two should provide blood samples for DNA tests to determine if they are parents of the toddler. He said there is a rape case under investigation. Magistrate Mbata granted the 2 others, and the accused persons are expected to be in court on January 26 pending committal to the High Court. Even though the trial have not started, Eswatini media reports suggest that after suffocating their toddler, they laid her on the floor until in the morning, where they alerted their relatives. It is said that prior to the incident, they allegedly reported that the child was sick. In the morning, when the police arrived at the crime scene, it is said the toddler's mother allegedly confessed that they killed their baby girl. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, Manzini Magistrate.
The Eswatini Electricity Company is owed 50 million emalangeni by postpaid customers for this financial year. The company's marketing and corporate communications manager Kaya Mavuso says they are planning major disconnections as of Monday next week, as non-payment of bills hinders the company's service delivery efforts.
The Eswatini Electricity Company's marketing and corporate communications manager Kaya Mavuso urges postpaid customers to pay up their bills to avoid disconnections.
Eswatini Electricity Company will be starting on a major disconnection exercise as of Monday, the coming week. We are engaged in the exercise following numerous attempts to engage our customers to pay their outstanding fees. In each and every month we submit or forward our customers with a statement detailing the amount of money that they are supposed to pay. Unfortunately, over the past few months we've seen some customers not coming forward to settle their debts, which is why we're requesting them to come forward and settle their debts before we finish the exercise at the end of March. We are hopeful that by the time we get to the end of March, all our customers will have settled their debts. The amount of money that we are trying to collect amounts to about 50 million emalangeni. That varies from private companies, parastatals, as well as government establishments. We encourage all our customers to actually come forward, because in the event these monies are not settled, then it gives us a challenge to be able to render services to our customers. We are also expected to make some payments elsewhere, especially during the importation of electricity.
Mavuso says it is every institution's responsibility to pay electricity bills so that the company can continue to provide services to eMaswati. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Mbongwa Dube Mbabane.
Although the country is in a bid to revive the economy and companies are trying by all means not to close shops, there are some individuals hell-bent to see all those means fail. These individuals include suspects who stole copper cables valued at over $500,000 emalangeni at Mvubu, Eswatini, belonging to EPTC. Police have asked the public to assist them in finding and arresting those behind this act.
Just when the Kingdom of Eswatini was showing progress in some sectors, which include information, communications and technology, some rotten apples ruined the progress made. These bandits stole copper cable valued at over $500,000. The copper cable was around 2,000 meters long and belonged to the Eswatini Post and Telecommunications Corporation. A police report of the incident says the copper cable was stolen at Mvubu area in Eswatini last Friday. It goes on to say that the suspects then burnt the stolen copper wire at Mlindazwe. However, they made a run for it before police could apprehend them. The Real Eswatini Police Service has since issued a statement which says as the suspects were running, one of them disappeared into the river. The statement says after an intensive search, a body of a male adult was discovered on Monday. Police say despite the discovery, the search for the suspect is still in progress. They have also asked the public to help them with information that may lead to the arrest of the suspects. Such information can be shared with the Regional Crime Branch Officer Sikhumbuzo Fagutse on the mobile number 7606-8565 or Manzini Desk Officer Patrick Dludlu on the mobile number 7604-4178. The public can also use the emergency number 999. Crime of this nature is not new to Eswatini, as the Eswatini Electricity Company reported that it lost over 3 million emalangeni to theft in the 2019-2020 financial year. Meanwhile, in 2019, the late former Prime Minister Ambrose Mandvulo Dlamini asked buyback centers not to buy stolen copper wire from the public to curb this criminal act. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Mbabane.
Unclear use of finances at Gwaluseni Constituency's Development Fund has stalled the progress of a pro-based project by government. Community committees leaders need to find a lasting solution to this issue for the project to be completed.
To pro-base. The Gwaluseni constituency benefited from this project as the Mhlaleni Lutse pro-base passes through the constituency. However, the unclear use of funds has led to delays in its progress.
Challenge bebasinabacelwa bangaphumeleli khanze ukuthi labanye babekade ingcinamba ukuthi kunzambama babitelwa nzambama.
The constituency headman Jabulani Nkambule says they have a meeting to find it as the previous committee and the current one have a disagreement on the exact amount on the constituency's development fund. He says they hope to find a lasting solution.
Imali sayishiya ngiyacabanga ukuthi ila kubo 80,000.
Joseph Makakula, chairman of the previous committee which left its duties in 2015, says they handed over about 80,000 emalangeni to the new committee.
Basishela 67,000. Lo 85,000 na smart.
Fikile Dlamini, chairperson of the new committee, says they received about 67,000 emalangeni from the previous committee. The disagreement of how much the fund has came after the constituency requested money from the committee to make their 10% contribution to micro projects for the continuity of the project. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla with Mbongwa Dube, Gwaluseni.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Good evening once again. You are still watching Eswatini TV. Let's have a look at our sports news. Mbabane Highlanders director Ali Khomongwe says he does not want to rent a coach. Ali was speaking when he was officially introducing South African-born coach Selawodze Mosela at the team's offices in Mbabane.
24 hours has not passed since Mbabane Highlanders announced the termination of the contract of their head coach Ernest Mavuso. The team has acted quickly to announce the new coach in Selawodze Mosela, who's from South Africa and has worked with teams like Sekhukhune and Free State Stars. When presenting the coach, the team's director Ali Khomongwe says he does not want to rent a coach.
If things are not well, some they want me to do the shabby business. I'm not going to allow to rent a coach. I realized that I was renting a coach all along. So today I have a coach that I will ask him this responsibility. I know him, we work together from Harangwe United. He made the team to survive the relegations. He is the one who beat Swallows to relegate Moroka Swallows with Bo Andres Mpondo, Dofingi Seki. So when we talk about football, we talk about team. I like the pattern of style, discipline. You can't be a coach arriving late. How are you going to discipline the players? Even if you are number one, it's not all. And you say people say that this is right. Number one will be number 17. So it's better we must risk.
The coach Mosala says they will try to achieve the ambitions of the team.
He said that he wants to be in Africa, so we will try by all means to try to push the team to get to a level whereby when they get to Africa they're able to compete there. That's the most important thing. So my job is to make sure that the team is very competitive. I know there's a big game that is coming on the weekend, of which we spoke about it. We have a plan of how we're going to work. It's always
Then Mbabane Derby, which will be played on Sunday at the Mavuso Sports Center in Manzini. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patizwe Msibi, Sulwini.
The president of the Basketball Association, Nhlanhla Maphanga, says they will have to fill the vacant posts within their executive committee if they are to be able to work productively for the year ahead. Maphanga was speaking in an interview with Eswatini TV sports journalists in Mbabane.
The basketball are end of their organized events in over 2 years because they say they're still looking for lasting solutions. The president of the association, Nhlanhla Maphanga, says now the most urgent issue they have to take care of is to fill the positions within the executives as it will make work easy.
Indaba ye-administration kusaseleke ukuthi ngalokuthi sesihanjelwe ngema-member ku-executive board into sizama ukuthi sithole abantu labadaba replacer la ku-executive the head ye-disability sports or sport inclusive sports yethu song president we-para Olympics. So loyo sikwende ukuthi sithole indlela ukuthi sithole umuntu ota-stamp replacer khona siba-identifyile sekuthi nje sithole indlela yokuthi constitutionally labantu laba siba-adopta kanjani. Silahlekele ku-head of competitions nema-commitments akhe naye umsebenzi nobakhashane competitions.
Maphanga is hopeful that they will be able to have all their games for the year, including partaking in the Region 5 games in Malawi. Maphanga concluded by saying they are currently preparing for their general meeting to end the 2020-2021 year. Reporting for Eswatini TV Sports News, I am Patizwe Msibi, Mbabane.
That's all for now. Before we conclude, let's have a look at our top stories. The Ministry of Education has selected 32 high schools in the country to pilot the
copper cables.
And with that, we sum our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the weather update. For myself and the team, thank you for your company. Good night.